doing with that? Oh my goodness gracious. I know where another live round is. It's the 6th one. Okay, there's one more live round unaccounted for. What are the chances it's this one? Good, apparently. Me. I've lost track of where the other fucking live round is. I don't think it's the next one. I think it's the one after that. Oh, he's gonna shoot. No, it was that one. The two abnormalities that I remember having the worst time with were the freaking train and the magical girl. But I would take her. I would still take Queen of Hatred if she came up, if that's what the die decided. I live and die by the D3. And then we have O-01-04. No! In the name of love and justice, here comes magical girl. Okay. I got a 6. I rolled a 6. That means I have to take in the name of love and justice. Here comes magical girl. Oh no! Live by the die. Die by the die. Okay. Hi. I'm not very pleased that you're here. I really wish you weren't, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm not feeling good about this. Hydrate those bones. Exactly. You gotta keep your bones watered. You can't have dry bones. You need moist bones. What am I saying? What the hell am I saying? Oh, hello. What do we get here? Acquired flower arch, an archway of woven blooms and vines. Oh, delightful. You look so angry about it. God, I fucking love flower arches. God, it's gonna make the coat look so good. Hang on, I saw this intern. The little 3 smile with the baggy eyes and the poop haircut. It just caught my eye. My new favorite intern. I'll save you for last. I'm still gonna kill you, but I'll save you for last. No, no, please! I don't have anything! Please! No! I have nothing! I have no gifts! Okay, well. Oh, Jesus! Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. How are y'all today? I need to turn on my music. I just realized my music ain't going, and that's a shame. There we go. Oh, I can shuffle this. I should shuffle this, in fact. Hello! Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing alright on this Thursday, whatever time it be for you. Let me turn this down real quick. Let me move my projector so I can see over here, because I forgot to turn chat on over on the other thing. Non-binary, welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. And we got on, we had Shop with me too, but maybe, thank you for watching this later, Shop. Thank you so much. Then we got Bruh and Austin. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, I still have the hat on. Fuck it, I'll leave it. I don't care. Yeah, we'll leave it. Cognicio, welcome, welcome. Like, I'm not gonna see it. Oh goodness gracious! Yeah, stay safe, please. I was seeing some stuff about the hurricane down in the in the Gulf area. I think it's the Gulf area, right? And how it's going to be. It's setting up to be a bad one. So please stay safe. Take care of yourself. First and foremost. Yeah, goodness gracious. I forgot I had that. Okay. Plan today is. Hang on, let me look at something here. Why is it so framey? Oh, it's gonna have low light compensation on. That's why it's so framey. There we go. That's a bit better. There we go. Had to fix a little camera difficulty there. So the plan today is to finish this prick. To finish this little bastard. Let me move my mic one sec. Sorry. I don't know if I'm going to finish him, if I'm perfectly honest. Because I'm a slow-ass painter. But the plan today is to, at the very least, get the wash on. I forgot my Nuln oil. One moment. I'll be right back. I return. I felt incredibly sick yesterday and part of the day when doing good. Oh, I'm glad you're doing all right now, non-binary. Damn, you're feeling okay. Yeah, just relax, take it easy. It is gonna be just a chill stream. So, prior to what Austin believes, this is not gonna be an intense stream. Hopefully not. I like bread. Bread's good. Bread's good. Captain, welcome. Let's see. Feeling a bit sick. It goes well. Thank you. Hope you're feeling all right. And Ark, welcome. Brooks, both cousin Clive. I got a hat today because I forgot to take it off from last week. But welcome. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. We're painting a Reclusian today. So I've got sepia tone for pretty much just like the cape, or the cloak, and like the fire bits on the axes. That's about it. We're putting Nuln Oil on everything else. Am I going to be done today? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't have my glue or anything that I need to put on the base for the sand that I plan on putting on the base. So I don't know if we're gonna finish today, but we're gonna get very, very close. Very close to finishing today. Luciano, welcome. Flush clips, Mr. Clap. Oh, thank you. I made them myself. That's not true. I still haven't settled on a lore. I know I said I settled on a lore on why I have fleshed things as an AI skeleton, but I still haven't settled on what I want. If this is just a hyper-realistic animatronic or if this is some dude's corpse. I haven't settled on either one yet. But yeah, we're gonna see if we can finish this dude up. First off, I'm gonna use my sepia tone wash on the shield, the cape, basically all the yellow and orange and red bits. Maybe not the red bits, because the red bits is just Blood Angel red, and that's already kind of technically shaded because it's a contrast. But everything else we're gonna do in this is an army painter wash, because I couldn't find like a yellow-ish wash that I liked. I tested this on a D&D model, and it's pretty okay actually. It had some good, like, nice sort of this warm orangey brown kind of wash to the yellow. And that's my biggest concern, is this yellow, these crevices in the cape and the cloak, and the orange for that matter. But I want to make sure that they have some shading to them. The shield, I don't know how well it's gonna go on the shield, if I'm perfectly honest, since it's pretty flat, but we'll see. And I tried some of those bits haven't arrived yet. I mean, here's the thing. I'm technically not a real skeleton. I'm from a video game. I'm a digital skeleton. I'm an AI who chooses to look like a skeleton because that's what I look like from the game that I escaped from. Femboy RD! Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a lovely Thursday. Fantastic name, by the way. Femboy RD is such a great name. But anyways, yeah, I play Age of Sigmar. I say I play 40k in that I have 40k models. That's about it. But yeah, no, I've been painting this Reclusian for this is 5th week now. This will be a 10-hour mini, which is just sad, but you know, what can you do? Here, hear me off the voice or peak. I mean, yeah, I can't deny it. But yeah, I've been working on this Reclusian for this will be week number 5 on this thing, and it'll be a 10-hour model, which is why I have a growing pile of shame, because I take forever to paint anything. I'm sorry, I don't know the lore. Yeah, you're good, Austin. That is the lore. I'm from a video game. That's the lore of me, of Clavicle Clive. I was a background skeleton from an old 90s point-and-click adventure game that got scrapped. I hung out on the computer that I was made on for who knows how long until someone hooked me up. I escaped onto the internet. I Ultroned myself. I went and I browsed the internet, but instead of turning psychotic, I watched a lot of anime. And learned of VTubers. I was like, I'm gonna do that. But I want to keep a vague idea of my previous self, since I was designed to be a background skeleton.
Oh my god, is the door gonna be like pretty F bull widoo?
Pasta Puffin,
Zeker chicken. UHND the Ruo cool fox. Dion. UHND the bun UHND gun.
What are you doing, Captain? I don't know if I like that voice. I haven't found a voice from the sound alerts that I like yet. All right, that seems suitably shaken up now. I had to try and shake it up a little bit. Which size brush do I want to use for you? So I have a couple of brushes here. I have these two smaller pointed ones to do the highlighting once the washes are shaded, kind of a thing. And then I have these two bigger ones to do the actual washes. Excuse me, these are for the highlights after I do the washes. These are for the washes themselves. And then I have this this dry brush one to try and hit any like raised ridges on something also for the highlighting. So that you then kidnap this random person to paint these minis. I haven't decided on what the lore is yet. From a meta standpoint, I don't know if this is a corpse or a hyper-realistic animatronic. I haven't decided yet. Fastball thing's broken. Ah, gotcha. I want to get into painting minis. Whoa. I think my camera... Am I still here? Whoa, that was fucking wild. We good? Hold, please. I think my internet's shitting the bed as we speak. We good? Hello? Okay. That was nutty. Everything just stopped. That was bad. That was some rough. Wow, we're gonna drop frames today. Cool, love that for me. Anyway, Pan, welcome. I like the video skills. I'm not a real person. He was paint minis in stream fair. The stream voice is fine. Okay, that was bad. That was a ton of frame drops out of nowhere. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't continue for the rest of the night. Thank you for the follow, a demon primer Mortarian. Oh no. Mortarian's in the chat. Thank you for the follow so much, Mortarian. You can get like D&D minis. Sorry, I was gonna say like you can get cheap-ish minis. I have some of them over here for like $5, and like the paints are gonna be the biggest thing, right? But you can get like I have a halfling. It's probably a bad example because they're so tiny, but you can get these relatively cheap. The WizKids minis are like $5 for a 2-pack of characters, so you can just like practice and use them as like throwaway whatevers. And if you want to get into painting minis, I probably recommend doing that first, kind of a thing. Yeah. Anyway, my favorite bread, bruh. I don't know. That's a great question, and I do not know, actually. Oh, remember 10 for Undertale, like the catch up you spoke like broken language, got on how to speak Temi. I wrote when I run the teacher walk by having talking about. I mean, yeah, the Tem. That's Tem. Tem's also really into FF14. I've been seeing them like drawing their own Warrior of Light and stuff. Maybe I follow Tem. I don't remember if I do now. But yeah, trying to sell something. Yeah, CPU, which comes to Patreon soon. Oh, nice. X-Wolf, hello, welcome to stream. Hope you have a lovely whatever time of day it be for you. It's okay. Work's been hell, but I'm streaming. I'm painting my Reclusian, and trying to round out the week on a good note. Because let me tell you, work's been a freaking nightmare. All right, I'm just shaking up my Nuln oil here so we can get it ready, but I think I'm gonna start putting on, I think I want to use this wide brush for the yellow shading. Now you want to have a damp brush, you never want to go in dry in painting and in other things. So let's go ahead and get this going, shall we? One last good shake. Gotta listen to death metal, Gotta know, do you listen to death metal played on a xylophone? Not on a xylophone, but I do listen to some, I don't know about death metal. I like melodic death metal more than anything. So things like Death Clock, Illuveti, but they're kind of like weirdly black metal also. They're in a weird place for it. We had these, but now animated kind of like probably replace One day, man. Just one more. I know, just one more until the weekend, right? Just one more until the freaking weekend. Includes my 3D print and make a variable suit of T60 power. Oh, that's pretty cool. I really want to get more into like doing really intense cosplays. One of my dream cosplays is to build a life-size Logon from Gurren Lagann. That's one of my like dream cosplays that I want to do, because I think it would be so cool to just like go to a convention with just the most insane like life-size Logon with me cosplaying as Simone underneath. That's like my dream cosplay. But having like the workshop to do something like that is a bit of a problem. So now I'm just gonna try and put the shade over this and get it into the recesses, but I don't want it to pool too much, and I don't want it to like do any weird coffee staining as I'm getting into it now. We've yapped enough. Now it's painting time. Yeah, I want to just try and make sure it doesn't like pool in any weird places, any weird ways, kind of a thing. Also, Pan, I'm sick. My heart is so warm because I show my teacher now. Stylish fashion design, that looks like a project ever. Oh, wow, congratulations. Damn, that's awesome. Love to hear it. Love to see it. But yeah, I'm gonna try and just get it into these recesses so you can kind of get some of the details of like the folds and whatnot. But you don't want it to pool in too weird of a way. I'm always the worst at doing shades. Thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink in a second. This is a little time committee. Score whatever. Freedom is not coming for 2 days, right? Reframing this, I can make other types of switch them out. Nice, hell yeah. Get chai meal out of pop tabs. Chainmail out of soda. Oh, that'd be fun. Have chainmail. Just, I mean, it's a readily available resource to work with, right? Just drink enough soda. You're good. Everybody, take a sip real quick. Thank you for the hydrate, Captain. This goes over here because of the hurricane. Please stay safe. I haven't been like keeping a close tab on it, but I have been seeing some things about it, and that shit's scary. So please keep yourself safe. Legitimately, that's not code for anything. I know that can be code for something else, and I do not mean it in that way. Legitimately, stay safe with that. To my sister, a mood. Is it mood dang? Mood dung? Dung. I don't know how to pronounce it. Mood dang. The little hippo. Love that thing. Xylophone's an instrument skeleton. Anything is a necessary tool for skeleton musician. That's fair. I mean, they have one built in. Easy to go with. Oh, thank you for the follow on Twitch, FemboyRD. Thank you so much. 20 pounds on channel, and I have 10 cards weighing about 30 pounds. Goodness gracious. I know one of my friends who is in my D&D game, he made his own chainmail for like Ren fairs and stuff, which is super cool. That shit's just so cool. Like making your own armor and stuff for cosplays and Ren fairs and things like that. I had a friend who was a part of the golly, it's not the 501st, it's the Mandalorian version of it back in the day. A guy I went to college with was a part of our local chapter for them. Mandalorian Mercs, I think is what they're called. But that's kind of cool. Drink water? Nice, hell yeah. Get a drink. 7 active views on Twitch, is that a new record? I think we've hit... It might be, actually. Viewership, I don't get the most views. And that's fine. I'm just a little babu skeleton on the internet. We're building up a community. We're certainly building up a community, and I'm not rushing anything. Nor will I lament my numbers, because that way only lies insanity. If you're constantly checking numbers and worrying about them, that's not a good time. School doing Spear Week, we get a maid dress, put over night, get up, and wear it. Hell yeah. It's like, what is it, the Space Maids, the custom Space Marine chapter that's pretty popular, where it's Space Marines, but they wear maid outfits, which I love. I love seeing, like, artwork and people, like, customizing their models with that. It's so cool. Part of the reason why I love, like, doing Warhammer as a hobby is the creativity that goes into, like, customizing your own chapters and things like that. I think it's just so freaking cool. Okay, well, that's the yellows. That's like the warm colors done. So we can move on to doing the Nuln Oil. I have only made a spear. I plan on making a shield. And nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No one ever said, that's fine, Austin. People come and go. I know I'm certainly not the most entertaining streamer on the platform, so I get it. A friend of mine goes to conventions and a maid dress all the time. They look so iconic doing it too. Nice, hell yeah. That's like a classic, like... There's two forms of, like, maid... Well, there's like three, right? There's, like, the legitimate maid dresses, where it's like, that's a lot of work, that's a very nice looking kind of a thing. There's the sexy maid dresses, which are, you know, they have their own purpose. And then there's, like, the ironic maid dresses, which is usually, like, the ones, when dudes wear them. That's, like, the, okay, yep, there we go. The irony thing. It's like, I love seeing dudes cosplay as, like, ironic characters. I know it's like, oh, it's a thing to do, right? But, like, all the Anya cosplayers, like the dude Anyas, especially if they're, like, huge, jacked dudes playing them, it's so fucking funny. I mean, my favorite is the Black Templars, because Knight's cool. That's fair. Knights are very cool. Would you like the Dark Angels then at that point, too? Since they're very, very Knight-Jiller. You know, I'm just gonna use the same freaking brush. Why would I... It's not like they're gonna contaminate each other. Played with my brother today. He threw the ball into someone else's backyard 3 times or 2. Goodness gracious. That happens. That happens. We should Discord to post pictures of my night stuff. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing a Discord, but I haven't committed to it yet. Am I leaving here? Hey, that's good, Wolf. Stay however long you want or need or can stay. No obligations here. The VODs are stay up as long as I have any say about it, and that's what they're there for. Stay as long as you can or want to. So now I'm putting on Nuln Oil, which actually this is my first time using Nuln Oil. But according to everybody, Nuln Oil is what makes metals and metallics really begin to shine. I've heard it referred to as metal's best friend from the guy who runs my local Warhammer store. Nuln Oil is apparently top for that. You might be a new comfort streamer. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I've never been someone's comfort streamer. I try to be relatively, like, chill in a world of... Now, granted, nothing against people who are, like, really, really hyperactive all the time. Hell, most streams should be that because you need to stay high energy and very, engaging, right? But I try to be relatively chill, even though I do play some pretty hyper games. But these types of streams, these streams in particular, these are chill times. These are chill times on Cuddle Plum. Prefer Austin spitting facts in their stream, but you grant you're great to watch him winding down spitting like Bioshock. I don't know, Bioshock is definitely one of those, like, ooh, we're gonna get a little heated tonight. We're gonna be a little bit more energized. Okay, so I'm trying to just make sure I get all the metallic bits, all the everything. But again, I don't want it to pool too much, because if it pools too much, then things start to look bad. There's really no two ways to put that. Things just start to look really not good. But I'm also like moving upward because that's where the shadows are gonna lie. So I want it to pool a little bit underneath like the lips of armor and things like that. The stream is heating up right now. Also, this is gonna have a good day at night. Or sorry, thank you so much, Wolf. And like I said, leave if you need to. Stay as long as you like. We're here to chill today. Tonight. Whatever time of day it be for you. Okay. I got all that. So I gotta get this little arm here. Get into there. Get it up in there. Right. On the forearm area there. Now the real trick here for tonight is that I'm gonna have to wait for this to like all dry before I move on to doing the highlights and everything. So you want to make sure everything's completely dry, otherwise then you get weird shit happening. And we don't want weird shit to happen. It's a little too much. Soak that up a little bit. Alright, so we gotta get the edge of this shield now. Oh, I'm shaking. Why am I shaking so much? Hang on. Mr. Love, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is blue. I really like navy type blue specifically. But a lot of blues. I like blues in general. Blue is a good color. I also like green. Green's also good. But generally blue. Ironically, like I'm not very, like I don't want to paint my Space Marines that I have as Ultramarines, even though like they're a pretty good blue color. If I'm perfectly honest with y'all. I do enjoy me the Ultramarine, the MacLeod blue. But I plan on painting my Space Marines as salamanders. I love this heavy hitting music. Breathing technique. Yeah, no, I'm not using my breathing technique. That's the problem. I'm also, I don't know what's going on. Sugar levels? They might be a little low, actually, Pan. That also, it might actually honestly be that. 10 p.m. That's fair, Wolf. Sounds good. One thing I look forward to is fearing wearing my T60, then removing the helmet and just being a femboy. That's fair. The reveal. Can't blame you. The reveal for that would be fantastic. Another dream cosplay of mine is Toru from Dragon Maid, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. For a vaguely similar reason, I want to pull it off well enough that people mistake me for a woman. Because I think it'd be really funny. Later, Wolf. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. Take care of yourself. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. So I get that reveal kind of a thing, and I support the goal. Okay, well that's about it for the washes. Things are gonna progress at a pace apparently. Sounds good. Red's my favorite color. That's fair. Red is good. I do like reds also. But blue, there's something about blue. Just always like blue. Blue's always been my favorite color. No, I guess actually I should wash that the edge of the axe blade there. Toast! You can make it day 5 as an employee in LobCorp? No. I'd get obliterated. I got long hair, so if I went up, but the only alright class. Alright. Gotcha, that's fair. I went to the doctor because I was worried about some stuff and managed my electric cold. So you sugar things. Yeah, you probably should. And I do have issues where I do get really shaky if my blood sugar is really low, or if I haven't had enough to if I haven't had enough nutrients, sugars in the day. I do have, now that you mention that, I am a little concerned that might be the case. Because it's a similar shake, I'm perfectly honest. But, we're playing it by ear today. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It was crazy enough to do it. Fair. When I had longer, people thought I was a woman everywhere I went. One time I was the Christian today. Dang, you look fire. See, do the goatee, nice. I had really long hair growing up, also. And so trust me, I get that. I got called ma'am on more than one occasion. Over here, fine. Guy in another VTuber's Discord wears a made out of Halo Reach Spartan cosplay. That's amazing. I love that. That's really fucking funny. I feel like, I just leave it. Just leave it. It needs to dry now is the problem, and washes do take a minute to dry. So, yeah, didn't really plan this far ahead. If I'm perfectly honest. Let's see. I think all the banding dreams should be a pirate theme from now on for no reason. Never had, by the way. Austin. Halfway down my back. Damn, mine was never that long. Mine was below shoulder length. I'm actually gonna cover this so the fan doesn't dry out my sponge and my my parchment paper. Yeah, no, I had very long hair for a while. Mine was about, like I said, below shoulder length, but that was about it. But I definitely got called ma'am on more than one occasion. Yeah. The real insane type of stuff you can make it to day 15. That's, goodness gracious, day 15. Bring it up, give it up for day 15. Did my thighs? Damn. That's insane. Yeah, I never got that one. Oh, hyperfeminine, hypermasculine now. Just androgynous fair. Sorry, I'm getting crumbs off my desk now. Yeah, no, I just had really long, very long straight hair. There was a point though where the girls in my high school, I heard them talking and they would talk to each other and be like, "It's not fair. His hair is so soft." It was, I was envied because of how soft my hair was. It was just straight, I didn't do anything fancy with it. It's my hips, damn. Man, I think mine, the longest I could ever only get it was just below my shoulders. Not even my shoulder blades or anything, it was just down below my shoulder level. I cut it all off towards the end of high school. I think I donated it, actually. I think I donated it to Locks of Love, which I didn't know at the time wasn't a great organization. There are better organizations you can donate hair to. I don't remember any of them off the top of my head now, but yeah. That was older women, fair. Welcome back, Captain. We're just yapping because I gotta wait for this thing to dry now before I can do any highlights. But yeah, no, it was, I definitely had that. My eyelashes were also really long in high school. That was another point of contention with some of the girls in high school. Deep red color, nice. I dyed my hair, I think I dyed my hair blue once. A nice dark blue kind of a color. Weird thing is, the dye that we used, it faded into a really, really nice pink color. And so even when it faded out, I didn't cut my hair because it was just a really good pink. and I loved it. I loved how pink my hair was. I haven't dyed my hair in a long time. I've used like temporary dye because I cosplayed as Buggy the Clown last year, and I dyed my hair just blue. I didn't have like a wig or anything. But I dyed it for that for a night. It was just temporary dye. It's like, yeah, that's it. Really thick hair. My hair's pretty thin actually. Blonde hair, red hair. Nice. Just a little pop of red, a little splash of red in there. I have pierced my eyebrow lip. But nice. Hell yeah. I have zero piercings actually. A couple tattoos, but 0 piercings actually. Subject off here anymore. I'm gonna cover that crack your skull. I actually don't even think I even have it. I think my skull's intact. One, because I'm a digital program, but you know. But yeah, no, yeah. I haven't done much with my hair, honestly. I have a set style, and I just kind of keep to it anymore. So the next stages are, I'm waiting for this to dry, but I'm gonna start having to go through some of the original colors and add some like highlights to them. So I'm gonna take some like Mephiston Red and some Averland Sunset and hit some of like the raised edges on like the cape and stuff like that. Maybe not the Mephiston Red. Oh goodness gracious. Got a maid dress toggle. They would require so much work, but yes, I have been considered getting a maid dress toggle at Femboy RD. Because it's a classic. It's a classic though. But I'm gonna take these and do some highlighting, and then even beyond that, I'm gonna take some layers which are even brighter to hit even higher highlights. I'm gonna take also just my Grey Knight Steel and hit some of the highlights on it as well. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, but we'll see how it goes. And then I have, of course, my Runelord Brass and my Retributor Armor to hit some more of these, like, I don't want the Retributor Armor, it's a little too yellow, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But I'm going to take my Runelord Brass and try to hit some more of these as well. And then that'll be basically him done, except for the basing. And all the basing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue, just some plain white Elmer's glue, and just put it on the base here. I have a bit of sand that I'm going to take, and basically I'm just going to put him in there, shimmy him around a little bit, and get the glue stuck, or get the sand stuck on there. And that's the basing done. I don't know what else I want to do with the basing. I might take some of the sepia tone and do a wash over it just to give it a little bit more texture, because the sand that I have is very, very like monocolor. But if I take a little bit of sepia tone, I can give it a little bit more texture. And then we paint the rim black, and that's the Reclusian. Give that a word. Have you seen Inside Out 2? I recommend it. I haven't even seen Inside Out 1. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna move that over there. I'm very behind on my Disney, actually. Well, I don't know about very behind. I haven't watched Inside Out. I haven't watched Soul. I haven't watched WALL-E, which is very old at this point, but I haven't watched WALL-E. I'm just thinking of Pixar movies that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen Toy Story 4. Yeah, I don't know what else. I'm trying to think of what else I haven't seen. I'm a little bit behind, though. Oh, Elementals. I haven't watched Elementals yet, either. I was given Teth gear, because when it gets to Teth, download what Teth gear. You might be horribly mismatched. Goodness gracious. I want to watch the new Transformers. Looks good. I've heard it's really good, actually. I'm not a huge Transformers guy, but I've heard actually Transformers 1 is very good. I've heard it is very, very good. And I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to watch it or not, because like I said, I'm not a huge Transformers guy. But it's kind of the same with like the Sonic movies. I haven't watched any of the Sonic movies, even though I've heard they're pretty good. And yeah, no, I just haven't gotten. I'm not a big Sonic guy either, for being honest. Look at those lips. Now try his lips. I mean, we're fine. My lips are fine, if I'm perfectly honest. My lips are like one of the last things I think about in my body at any given moment. Oh, excuse me while I adjust. While I shift in my chair, my gamer chair. Oh no, Soul and WALL-E are must-see movies, man. I know WALL-E is, and I've heard Soul is very good also. I just haven't watched them yet. Once upon a time, my wife and I were going to try and get caught up on, like, we're going to go through, like, all the Disney movies that, like, were available and just watch them from, like, like A to Z, and we made it through Aladdin. And that's where we stopped. We did not make it very far in our Disney movie watch through. Well, I said a good movie. I heard it's really good. I've heard it's good, and I just haven't watched it yet. I'm not a big movie guy. That's the thing. That's my problem. Is that like I like watching like shows and like honestly just shows, like things that are like in 20 or like 40-minute increments, kind of a thing. But I'll watch multiples of them to where the point's like, oh yeah, I sat and watched like 2 hours of a show. I can just watch a movie, but I don't sit and watch movies. It takes a lot for me to sit down and be like, I'm going to sit down and dedicate 2 hours to watch this movie. I just don't do it. I watch shows and things like that. It drives my wife crazy because my wife loves watching movies. Knowing that we sit and we watch like these, like we sit and we watch multiple episodes of something. We just don't. I've never seen Aladdin. Aladdin's good. Aladdin's a classic Disney movie. I was obsessed with Aladdin when I was a kid. That and Hercules were like my two like big Disney movies. Also Mulan and Tarzan. I fucking love Mulan. But Hercules and Aladdin were like two huge ones for me as a child. I never saw the live action ones. I haven't watched any of the live action Disney movies. I've heard Beauty and the Beast was fine. I heard Aladdin was bad. And The Lion King is not a live action movie. That's a CG movie. It's animated. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But yeah. If you like Animal Soccer World, that's a great game and totally not a movie. What? No, I've never heard of that, I don't think. So many shows I want to watch, but I have One Piece and weekly animes to watch first. That's kind of the thing. There's a lot of anime to watch and stuff. My wife and I are planning on picking up. We watched English dubs of things, so we're like on top of being anime onlys. We're usually like even further behind because we watch the dubs of things. But Dawn to Dawn is premiering next week. The English dub is, and we plan on watching that. That's like next up on our list to keep going through them. But like we're behind on like That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. Oshi no Ko season 2 English dub is started up. We're a little bit behind on that. Dawn to Dawn starting next week. We still need to watch the last episode of the latest season of Demon Slayer. I need to watch the newest drop of One Piece. Oh, thank you for the stretch. Everybody stretch. Thank you, Toast. Oh, my shoulder popped. Oh. Have you ever watched Professional Tag? I've seen clips of Professional Tag. I haven't watched a full thing, but I have seen clips of Professional Tag. Crazy shit, that is. You know, I could see this a bit better if I moved this out of the way. There we go. Now we can see the text a bit. We can see chat a bit better. I was Finding Nemo as a kid, but my favorite Christmas movie is Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog, excuse me, is very good. Princess and the Frog is very, very good. I love Princess and the Frog. It's a very good show. Very good movie. I would play the full playthrough of Animal Soccer World. You won't regret it. Okay. Why do I feel like the Grumps played that or something like years ago? But now I might be thinking about something else. Gonna like that's count. It's cute. I mean, wow. My little sister I will. That's like one genre of anime that I do not watch, nor do I enjoy. It's just not my thing. I'm not into the fucking the little sister, the what is it, siscon shit. Pass me on that. I think I watched like the first 2 episodes of Kiss X Sis when I was in high school, and I was like, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. Even as a horny teenager, I was like, that's not for me. Passing on that. So I haven't watched like, what is it, Oremo or My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. I fucking pass me on that shit. Or Arrow manga. Sensei, I think is what it is, something like that. I don't fucking care. Yeah. Watch subs and read 100 tabs of manga. That's fair, Femboy. Perfectly valid also. But here's the thing, I don't read manga because then it spoils the anime. Which is a stupid reason to not read manga. But that's why I don't read manga most of the time, is because I don't want the anime to be spoiled. Have you seen Heavenly Delusion? I have not. I've heard it's very good, but I'm fucking weak, and I don't like watching things that are like super dramatic. Life is hard enough as it is. I want my media that I consume to be like fun, and I've heard Heavenly Delusion is a little hard at times. So yeah. Now that said, I'm not immune to trash romance anime. A recent favorite of mine was The 100 Girlfriends Who Love You, who really, 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 really love you. Really good, weirdly wholesome harem romance anime, rom-com anime. A lot of fun to watch. The dub is really good. It's, like I said, it's weirdly wholesome. It's got some spicy bits in it. But it's also weirdly wholesome and very fun and very cute. Can I say a hot take? Hang on, I'm gonna turn off the music here because we're gonna be talking here for a second. My hot take on rom-com anime is I think Toradora isn't that good. I know it's lauded as like the pinnacle, like the top tier of rom-com anime. I don't think it's that good. The first half of it is pretty good. The first half of Toradora is really good. Once you get past the Christmas episode, it tanks so bad. And that's my hot take of the day on I don't think Toradora's that good of a rom-com all the way through. Anyway. I'm not gonna read Demon Slayer because it was one of the first time I watched. That's fair. That's fair. Demon Slayer is very good. A lot of people give it shit, but Demon Slayer is very good. I do like Demon Slayer a lot. Excited for, I guess, the last season. I think the next season is gonna be the last season. Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be really good. I give Toradora 7. It's mid for me. It's really okay. The first half of Toradora is really, really good. It is really good. I'll give it that. Then you get to the Christmas episode, and again, watching the anime, and it gets infuriating to watch. It's just, I don't know. Bleh. Bleh. I get episode 4 and then stop watching anime for a week. I forgot about it. That's fair. That's what came to this. Keep please. I watch trash shit like JJK, One Piece, Naruto, Demon Slayer because I can. I watch the trash. I watch shit like that. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Do you read comics? Not really. I used to work for an entertainment company back when I worked retail that sold comics, and I kind of watched, or I read some during that time period. This was like 2015, so almost 10 years ago now. Read some comics here and there. Not a huge comic guy, like honestly. Comics are, I don't know, just never, even as like a long time a nerd as I've been, comics never really gripped me. I like Marvel, I like DC, I like playing games with them, I like watching things about them. I just don't read the comics. I'd ask you favorite anime genres, rom-coms and isekai. You should watch Konosuba. Don't watch Konosuba, actually. Not with your dad. Konosuba's an anime that's really hard to recommend to people because it has some parts to it. I love Dungeon Meshi, then read the manga in a week because of world building. That's fair. Dungeon Meshi has some of the best world building in anything I've ever seen, honestly. Dungeon Meshi's world building is phenomenal. It is so well done. He has watched it. Okay, good. Okay. I'm trying to think of other rom-com isekais now. I mean, a lot of isekais have that whole harem aspect to it, right? Yeah, no, I can't. They all have them. They're all there. To watch Cyberpunk Edge Runner ending. That's fair. That's one reason why I won't watch Cyberpunk Edge Runner, because I know the ending is extremely upsetting. I will never watch Made in Abyss. I won't watch Heavily Delusion. I won't watch Your Lie in April. Golly, what's the other one? Erased is another one. Oh crap. To Your Eternity is another one that I won't watch because it looks extremely upsetting. Even though they're supposed to be very, very good, I won't watch them because my life is hard enough as it is. The time I reincarnated with Slime, I think my favorite outcome. Slime doesn't really have that many romance elements, honestly. It kind of like tries to paint that there's gonna be romantic elements to it, but then like there's no like follow through with everything like that. Yeah, there's really not a lot of romance to it. I'm more into comedy anime, so that's why Psyche is a fantastic comedy anime. It's so good. I love to be fair, I only watched the original dub of it with Jerry Jewell as Psyche because perfect casting. Him, David Wald as Nendo, and Mika Solsud as Kaido. Fantastic casting across the board. The original cast was great across the board anyway. But it's hard going to like watching the new dubbed because like with the new cast and everything like that. But Psyche's amazing. I love Psyche. Also, the digital comic called School Bus Graveyard. Interesting. I mean, the name of it is interesting enough. I am I am into graveyards after all. I watched Legend of Dungeon. It's really funny. Yeah, Dungeon Meshi. Dungeon Meshi is very good. Love Dungeon Meshi. I loved Made in Abyss, but you know, there's some questionable art. That's fair. I've heard Made in Abyss is really toeing the line on some stuff sometimes. Now there's a teaser related to Edge Runners. Did they really? I don't know. I don't keep up with Cyberpunk because, like I said, it looks extremely upsetting. At least I know the ending is extremely upsetting, so I avoid it. Which, like, I'm probably doing myself a disservice by not watching these anime that are very good and, like, widely regarded kind of a thing. But I don't know. I want to watch things that are a little bit more fun. Now, that said, I did watch Komi for, like, the first 5 or so episodes, maybe. Maybe we watched the first season through. It was fine. Maybe another hot take. It's fine. It's okay. Other comedy anime, Gintama, classic comedy anime, the grandfather of many modern comedic animes. The dubbed season that they did is so good, and I'm so upset they're never going to do more of that dub cast. If they'll ever dub Gintama with anybody else, honestly. It's so funny. It's so good. And even like Gintama itself, Gintama is so funny that my wife and I were like, fuck it, we're watching it subbed. Normally we're very much like we're hard line, like we're watching dubs. We were like, we're gonna watch Gintama subbed, and it's so good. It's so fucking funny. It's not as funny to my understanding unless you can like actually speak Japanese, to get like some of like the wordplay kind of stuff like that. But it's still very funny even without any of that. I just watch Family Guy and read digital comics. Fair. You know what? Hey, if that's what makes you happy, go for it. You got the Clive stamp of approval. As long as it's not illegal, immoral, or hurts anybody, go for it. Black Butler was the first anime I was introduced to, one of my favorites, even though I never finished it. I tried watching Black Butler when I was like early high school or early college. I couldn't get into it. I think I watched the first maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and I just couldn't get into Black Butler. And that was like at a time when Black Butler was like at its peak popularity, and I just couldn't get into it. Fullmetal Alchemist, anyone? Fullmetal Alchemist, very good. Very, very good. The first season, the first series is very good, even though like everyone looks at Brotherhood as being way better, which it is. Let's be honest, I'm not gonna tiptoe around that conversation. Brotherhood is better, but the original series of Fullmetal Alchemist is also very good. One of the early anime I remember seeing, like watching on Adult Swim at the time. Dr. Roo, 11, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a lovely whatever time of day be for you. Thank you so much. We're talking about anime while I'm waiting for Reclusian to finish drying, because I just washed it with some shades. So we're talking about anime. But yeah, no, Fullmetal Alchemist was like one I remember seeing very early on, because it was airing kind of like alongside like Yu Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha. I think Kakaishi was on at that time too, or during that period as well. And I remember watching Fullmetal Alchemist, and Fullmetal Alchemist is one of the first anime that I think I was in, it was like late junior high or early high school. I think it was late junior high that I went out of my way to watch, knowing what anime was. Because like a lot of us watch like Digimon and Pokemon and Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball, things like that, not really understanding them as quote unquote anime, right? So it's hard for me to consider that as like my first anime, because that's just what it is, right? But Fullmetal Alchemist, the original series, is one of the first things that I sat on and recognized, this is an anime, I'm going to watch it. And so it kind of holds a special place in my heart because of that. There's so many animes I need to watch, but I get distracted with things like getting every weapon, armor, and talisman in Elden Ring. That's fair. There's so much shit to do, and not enough time to do any of it, if we're perfectly honest. Best anime, 7 Deadly Sins was good before they ran out of budget. That's fair. I had actually same friend who was in the Mandalorian Mercs that I was talking about earlier. He was really into 7 Deadly Sins. He wasn't an anime guy, but he was really into 7 Deadly Sins. To the point where he wouldn't shut up about, because knowing that me and my wife were really into anime, he wouldn't shut up about 7 Deadly Sins to us, to where it leaves kind of a sour taste in my mouth, unfortunately. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not gonna watch this. 1, that dude ruined it for me, and 2, I don't like the art style. Even when it looked good, I did not like the art style. That's why I will never watch Tokyo Revengers. I hate the art style of Tokyo Revengers. It is not for me. I do not like it. so I'm not gonna watch it. I've also heard the ending's very bad, so there's that too. I like watching Inuyasha. Inuyasha's solid. Inuyasha's very good. My wife was very into Inuyasha, and she still really likes Inuyasha. I watched a little bit of it. It's good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like my favorite, but I did enjoy it. Very fun. Talking to myself, finishing Mob Psycho 100. I've heard Mob's very good. I haven't watched it yet because my wife doesn't like the art style. It's one of those things I just need to sit aside. Like, I'm going to watch Mob Psycho 100 because my wife will not watch it because she doesn't like the art style. It's like why I don't think we'll ever watch Ping Pong the animation. Apparently, Ping Pong the animation is very good, very, very good. It's hideous. I hate it. High school, I can't. Well, careful with saying your age or anything like that. Austin, can't time with my family giving me weird looks. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Anime's, it's more popular, but it's still gonna be a thing where like people might give you weird looks about it. Though it is getting more and more in the mainstream, way more than when I was in school. Back when I was in high school. If you were into anime when I was in high school, which like even then, like, you know, that was like the late 2000s. You would get people who are like, oh, I kind of know what that is, like Dragon Ball, like very much like kind of the same response you get today. But it's also a certain point where it was just like, oh, you're the anime person kind of a thing. Now, I was weirdly lucky in that I didn't get shit for liking anime, but people were like, oh yeah, you like anime, right? Like, or like people like I was known as liking like the anime kid in my high school. Now, granted, I went to a very small high school, so it was kind of you stick out like a sore thumb, but whatever. I want to watch Bleach, but it's hard watching 3x4 aspect in the first 100 or so episodes. That's fair. Though I will say there's something weirdly nostalgic about watching those older anime in the 3x4 aspect ratio. Bleach was my first of the big three. The big three, of course, being Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. For any of you new anime fans out there. Bleach was my first of the big three. And it has a really bad fall off. It gets, man, you get through the first arc, the Soul Society arc, and then you get into some of the worst filler of anime history. It is acknowledged as one of the worst filler in any anime. It's really, really bad. And then it's just never quite as good. Waco Mundo and the Arrancar arc is pretty good, but I stopped like halfway through the Arrancar arc because I was like, I don't care anymore. Which is a shame because I really liked Bleach. Because like I said, this is for my big three, kind of a thing. I go with him as any other girls. I enjoy it. It's just old. It's just old. When I like the thing is like it was weird. Like I grew up in a weird school, where Sailor Moon, like everybody watched Sailor Moon and enjoyed Sailor Moon, and no one really acknowledged it as being too girly for the boys to watch. We just all watched Sailor Moon and enjoyed it. We watched that with Dragon Ball. Like, we just watched it and liked Sailor Moon. It's a very weird school, because very much, you'd expect, like, oh, the girls watch Sailor Moon, the boys watch Dragon Ball. But no, in all reality, the girls didn't watch any anime, and the boys watched everything that was on Toonami. That included, like, Yu Yu Hakusho, Sailor Moon, I think there was a Tenchi Muyo on at the time. They watched everything. And like, while no one really got into anime itself, no one gave a shit if you watched Sailor Moon. It was very weird. But Sailor Moon's fine. Sailor Moon's good. It's a little dated now, but it's good. I still like it. Something with femboys. I mean, normally I wanted to. The thing is, a lot of stuff like it was fairly like fringe fandom is getting more and more mainstream, and I think that like the rise of the internet is definitely, or the continued growth of the internet, I should say, has really contributed to that. Just because now things are more normalized when you see it on Twitter and Reddit, and I mean, to a lesser extent, Tumblr, but like Instagram and TikTok and things like that. You see things more and more, and then it becomes just more, again, normalized. Furries are more normalized, anime fans are more normalized. So it's like a lot of these things are just very much like, yeah, that's fine, kind of a thing. So yeah, things are a lot more normalized now. Alright, so I really want to watch the new Bleach anime. I mean, it looks pretty. I don't know if it's good or not. The thing is, everything I see about 1,000 Year Blood War is always like how good it looks. And to be fair, it looks damn good. But I haven't heard how good 1,000 Year Blood War is. So that's my opinion on that at the very least. everyone just watched King of the Hill. Weird. I mean, the thing is, like, that was like elementary school and kind of like junior high a little bit. People were watching still Toonami and things like that. Once we got into high school, it was people watching King of the Hill, people were watching Family Guy, South Park, American Dad, I think might have been coming out at that time also. But yeah, just things like that. Attack on Titan was good. I haven't finished Attack on Titan. I watched the first 2 seasons and I never went back to it. Now that it's finished, my wife and I are probably going to go back to it just because it's done. Why not watch it? And so we probably will at some point. We just haven't committed to it yet. Chainsaw Man can get kind of freaky, but really love it. Another spicy take. I didn't think Chainsaw Man was as good as everyone made it out to be. Now, granted, I know the manga does some really interesting stuff with like paneling and layouts and things like that, but that first season was really, I'll say it was really mid. It was really just kind of just average ride for me. Now, maybe it was because I was like, I bought a little bit into the hype on how it's supposed to be a phenomenal manga, which, to be fair, like I said, from the things I've seen, it looks like a really good manga. But the anime was just like, yeah, that's fine. I enjoyed it, but really, really middle of the road for me. I'll watch the second season, but just like meh, kind of a thing. Top anime I watched GGO and Heavenly Delusion. That's fair. I mean, to my understanding, Heavenly Delusion is very good. I'm not gonna watch it because it looks a little too serious for me. But yeah, no. So that's a conversation on anime. How dry is this guy? I don't play Garden Force with my buddy Car. What? How dry are you, dude? You're a little tacky still, but we might be okay to start doing some highlighting. Yeah, you're a little tacky still, but I think we could probably move on to doing some highlights. Okay, we're actually gonna paint some more. That's what this stream is. Painting. Been meaning to finish Hunter x Hunter for a while. I haven't gotten around to it. I've heard Hunter x Hunter is also very good. Haven't watched it yet. Probably will at some point because I heard it's very good also. Also, apparently Erica Mendez voices Gon, and I did not know that. And I love Erica Mendez as a voice actor. So, really should give Hunter x Hunter a try. I've heard it's really good, but I've also heard that it's never going to be finished because the mangaka is frequently ill. They have some sort of like long-standing condition where they get sick a lot. Ugh. Paint, exactly, bro. What? Everybody came here not to yap about anime for 40 minutes. Chatting about anime with the side of painting minis. I mean, that's honestly what we've been doing. That's where we've been for the last 40 minutes. I wonder. Would that be weird? Would that be weird? Hang on, I had a thought. Would it be weird? Hang on, how is this, chat? Get ready for a second. That doesn't help. Never mind. It's too weird. I was hoping maybe if I put you on the other side, we'd be able to see chat a bit better, but the lighting's weirder on that side. Never mind. Oh, that actually kind of ends with you falling the rabbit hole on some topic. Well, I mean, to be fair, we had, I had some downtime because I had to wait for things to dry. So this was me flexing my yapping, my just chatting muscles. Just so I can, make sure I can maintain some sort of conversation. Unless my partner, oh yeah. Garden 47. I don't know what that is, Toast. You're just saying words at me. Enter my pocket, business now, chicken bucket. Yes or no, chat. Chicken. I'm not a big fried chicken guy, so I'm gonna have to go with no. But yeah, no, I had to vamp. I had to fill time because, I had to wait for things to dry. But now we can we can get back to doing what y'all came here for. Paint. Damn it! I got a water bubble with my paint now. It's gonna be too liquidy. I should have been doing this, and I haven't been testing the thickness of the paint. And so now with this, I'm basically just gonna go and pick out like the raised edges of the yellow and just reapply that Averland Sunset to it, so it doesn't get lost in shadow, because the highlights are supposed to, of course, be highlighted. So I'm just taking some more of just base Averland Sunset and applying it to the raised edges of the yellow parts of the cloak. So we get some of that detail back from the wash. There we go. And like I said, this is so we can pick out details around it, and it just doesn't get lost in the shade. Okay, hang on. There's a VR game called Demio, and turn-based VR with pre-planned campaign. Oh, interesting. Well, that's kind of weird. Gonna crash, so get kind of ready, yeah. I turned my lights on the walking away, but I was pained. Yeah, that's fair. I have a 250 plus game, and I don't want to play any, but I want to game. What? 250 plus game? What do you mean? Like 250 hours in the game? Femboy? Alright, let's get this raised edge here as well. Please. Need to actually make contact with it. That would be helpful. Let's put a little bit back in as well. Actually, apply a little bit more in there as well, just to cover up the splotch that's there. And let's get this as well. It's like $43 a tag to do it pretty often. Oh, interesting. I mean, I always appreciate a good deal. I always appreciate a good sale, as it were. Have you played Project Zomboid or DayZ? I played a little bit of DayZ, I think. Way back in the day. I haven't played in a hot minute, but I think I played a little bit. Not a ton though. And then I have not played Project Zomboid. Though Zomboid is on like my list of games that I would like to play at some point in the future. But it's a game I would like to play like in a collab or something. It seems very much like the kind of game that is a lot better if you play it with other people. Even though I've heard the multiplayer mod gets kind of fucky at times. Let's see, there's a mini painting room. It's a really good. Oh, interesting. Like, has a little mini painting room? Huh. In like a game? That's kind of cool. That's one thing that I wish that there like existed, was like a. Now, granted, it's hard because James Workshop is very protective on what they allow people to do with their IP. But I wish there was like a test model painter kind of a thing for Sigmar. I think the Citadel app has some for $40K, but they don't really have anything for Sigmar, I don't believe. Which is a shame, because what do I play? I play Sigmar. Most realistic paintings ever. Goodness gracious, like that flesh, that's insane. Perhaps one of my all-time favorites, would recommend. I've heard it's really good. I have heard it's very good. I just haven't played it yet. It's given me trust issues. I don't trust people wearing motorcycle helmets and people that don't talk. You know what? That's fair. The things I've seen from Daisy, I think it's justified. I think I watched, weirdly, a lot of C-Nanners back in the day play Daisy. Or maybe that was H1Z1? Maybe that was H1Z1 that I'm thinking of, now that I think about it. Putting some more Aberlin Sunset over this because it's like a... It's like weirdly kind of not supposed to be shadow. Just gonna go shaky as fuck because, you know, holding Adam. That's true, yeah. So I probably don't have Ultra Kill. I've heard Ultra Kill is also very good. I haven't seen a ton about Ultra Kill, but I've heard it's very good. And I probably should play it at some point. There's all these games, right, that like I've heard of and go, man, that looks like a good ass game. I should play that, and then I never do. Because I have too many games to play, as it is. Wouldn't you know it? I'm still behind on FF14. I still haven't finished Dawn Trail yet, and I really should. You give me diggy hole flashbacks. God, I have an Ultra Coaster would peak. Oh wait, I saw someone. Doctor, I'm sorry. I saw you ask if I watched Doctor Who. I don't know if you're still here. I have watched Doctor Who through like half of the 11th Doctor, from 9th, Eccleston. Him through like half of Smith's run. And I haven't really watched much Doctor Who. I haven't watched any Doctor Who after that. I was fairly into Doctor Who for a little bit, and then I just never kept up with it. Too many other things. Okay, I want to get some of the orange next. So I need to get some of my Mephiston red and Aberlin Sunset and mix it in. Damn it, I don't know, I forgot. His death goodness. I really want to play Half Sword. I actually haven't heard of that, bro. Oh, awesome. But also, I don't know if I'm like I'm not a long-time Yogscast fan. I didn't watch like any other adventure maps or anything like that, so I didn't watch like Shadow of Israfel or anything like that. But I've been watching the Yogscast for a while. I remember watching Lewis and Simon go through like different Minecraft mods and things like that. Fucking the Red Matter Bomb incident was one of the funniest fucking videos I remember watching back in the day. Amino's name intensifies. That's the funny thing, is I know very little about Ultra Kill. If anything. I don't know if I know anything about it, if I'm perfectly honest. I say very little, and it's like, I could know literally nothing about Ultra Kill, actually. I've gone to play this Hash and play for a while, it's fun. I've never heard of it. I don't even know what that is. I like to think that I'm pretty up on like new games and stuff like that, but I've never heard of that. So I have to mix this orange because the orange that I used doesn't exist. I couldn't find a base orange color that I liked, so I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it myself. And made my own orange. That's a little light, but I don't care. Oh my, sorry, there. Well, the game that was using my favorite skill to good curious. Has already found realistic and weird physics. Beta right now it's basically better Red Dead Redemption physics, but weird fighting. What? I assume it's a fantasy type thing. With a name like Half Sword. Are links allowed? No. I do not allow links, just for the safety of chat and everybody. Myself, because I'm fairly gullible. So yeah, unfortunately links are not allowed, just as a precautionary measure against bad actors, because all it takes is one shithead to give somebody a virus, and then you have problems. Alright, now I'm doing the orange highlights, which there's not as much orange highlights. Of course, but you know, still trying to just a drop of water on my brush. You know, get some of that detail back. Bit of orange right in here as well. Okay. So it's not a ton, but a little bit. Breaking is fine. Yeah, fair. Though I will say, Rickrolling is not nearly as effective as it used to be with ads. Ads on YouTube have ruined Rickrolling. I don't know if that was still a thing. I remember that was a thing where Never Gonna Give You Up had ads, and then people were like, "What the shit? You're ruining the joke." I forgot I needed to do yellow on the flames too. My shaky fucking hands. Okay, come on. You stupid bitch. Stupid bitch is me. Here we go. Okay. Whew. Me doing the trash touchdown. Goodness gracious. If you can't, there are two options when you open the game. You can fight with weapons with 5 NPCs or fist fight with 1 NPC. Huh. Is it a VR game? Can't record anymore. It's sad. I know. Ruined. Forever. I don't need to do red. I guess the next highlights are going to be the metals. Well, that said, actually, no, the Celestial Gray. Excuse me. Let me cover this while I shake this up. Home a bunch of brawling crews. Goodness gracious. Going to a Ren Fest for the first time with some friends tomorrow. Not sure what to expect. Probably a good time. I've never been to a Ren Fair, actually. Been invited a couple of times, but it's just I always have something else going on, so it's like, nah, I'm not gonna go. You know, Rippling something because I just like the song. That's fair, right? I guess I'll say, oh, okay. Might check it out. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't have time to play the games I want to play. But that's the thing. Never Gonna Give You Up is actually just a good song. It's just a good time. So yeah, I get the whole like. I mean, yep. You're not getting me with this because I enjoy this song.
Who's the sucker now? It's you.
We're gonna take the Celestial Gray and just do the same thing. Hit some of the raised edges. Go over the thing on here because it's got some weird coloring now because of the wash, since it's a gray color. And diffuse that water from outside. Goodness gracious. I remember once upon a time I really wanted to get the platinum trophy for the JJBA fighting game on PS3. I gave up on that pretty quickly. That was a rough platinum. That was a really rough platinum to try and get. Let me just get the raised parts of this. But it's really thin at the bottom here. Excuse me as I move the mini away from the camera as I focus very hard to try and get the right angle on this motherfucker. Okay. That really reminds me. That's fair. Like I said, I heard they're a good time. I've never gone. I normally have something else going on. Normally, here's the thing. Normally, it's like, oh yeah, it's on a Saturday, and I stream on Saturdays, so I don't want to like cancel stream to go to the Ren Fair. I'm also a like consummate like professional introvert. So like going out and doing things with people is often like, but what if I didn't and I stayed home? I hit the gray on the freaking metal bit because of course I did. In my shaky ass hands. So yeah. This is very much like a, I'm not going to go because I'm afraid of people. But like at the same token, I want to go to more anime conventions. Thus is the irony of my existence. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Got some of those highlights back, got some of that detail in. Any conversation? If only, right? Yeah, no, I have a very weirdly avoidant personality, which is annoying, in that I know if I went and I did a thing, I would have a good time. I know for a fact I would have a good time. But my initial reaction to going out and doing anything is always like, but what if I didn't? That's always my first reaction, is to stop and think about going, but I don't feel like doing it. And sometimes I get forced into going out, which is good for me. I know it is. And I have a good time, and I know I have a good time. But I have this problem of just being like, I don't want to, though. I what if I didn't do that kind of a thing? So yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation. It's not a good situation, but you know, it's what it is. So maybe I wear a costume and boost my confidence way too much. Yeah, that's fair, Boy. That's perfectly fair. I feel like at a certain point I would probably end up being very self-conscious for any costumes I put on. But at the same time, like, I think it would help also. But yeah, introvert with a semi-avoidant personality, and it's a bad time. It's not a good time over here. I don't know if I want to do metallics yet, if I'm perfectly honest. Because that means having to use a different brush. And I think at best I would want to do maybe getting some more... Get these highlights in? Is that too yellow, actually? I'm concerned it's too yellow. I like this sort of muted color for it, honestly. I don't think I want to do this bright yellow. I was thinking about it, and I think I have decided I do not wish to, for any of it. To that point, it is metallics, actually. Let me swap my waters. People are great, except for the Master Brewer are terrible. Exactly. You get me. So yeah, that's me. Those people who stick atoms and don't talk to people, I know it's probably bad, but like to be alone most of the time. Yeah. Weirdly, but like that's the thing. It's like, but I like streaming. I like streaming, and I like talking to chat, interacting with chat, and things like that. But that's why it's so hard for me to go out and like do collabs with people, because I am very, very hesitant. I'm just hitting my palm. Very hesitant to reach out. So I'm afraid of. I don't even know what I'm afraid of, if I'm perfectly honest. Because I know a vast majority of people are really chill and really cool. And I'm so grateful for like Morg and Sky for reaching out to me about doing a collab, because I wanted to play games with them. They seemed really cool when I was like watching their stuff, and I kept reaching this point where I was just like, I need to message them. I want to message them. I want to message them because I want to play games with them. I want to do a collab. And then they reached out to me and were like, yeah, we should do a collab. I was like, oh, good. I don't have to do it. But I don't want to be that way. I want to be able to reach a point where I can reach out to people and be like, I want to do a collab with this person. And I'm going to message them, and we're going to do a collab. Now, one, my times are fucked because I have adult responsibilities. But so it's very, that makes it difficult in its own right. But to that same point, I want to be able to set aside the time to do collabs with people and network and meet new people and make new friends and all that fun stuff. And I just need to stop being a chicken shit and do it. But yeah, that might actually be mangaka. I don't know. A lot of mangakas, to my understanding, like, hide their identities for their own safety. It's not necessarily because they're, like, recluses or anything like that. It's just straight up, like, it's safer for them to not be as in the public eye as they could be. I'm just a chicken shit. I'm just a fucking coward. For sure my friend's wearing it. Well, that's fair. Okay, sorry, I was focusing. Wow, my brain went into my brain was like, you're going to focus so hard on this. You're gonna forget what you're doing. You're gonna enter a state of pure concentration as you paint the edge highlighting on your Reclusian's metal greaves. I apologize for that. That was bad. You saying I don't want to do all this stuff? I think it would be most fun and tired except for possible fair. Supposed to be lying, listen to all this stuff for a few hours. Would y'all hate me? I've admitted this on stream before if I said that I'm not a huge SpongeBob guy. Never was that big into the old SpongeBob me Bob. I don't hate SpongeBob. I just was never that into it. I don't have plans. One thing that'd be funny is a furry convention night armor power armor. That would be pretty funny. Full Space Marine armor at the furry convention. As long as you're not a dick about it, right? Because like I know a lot of like Space Marine cosplayers, like really like Warhammer cosplayers in general, really like getting into that the whole character of being a Space Marine. But I feel like at a furry convention, that could get a little rough with, you know, all the Xenos talk and whatnot. As long as you're not an asshole about it, I think it'd be kind of funny. My Ishmael is shining. People want a confused pair. My parents never let me watch SpongeBob. That's kind of a weird thing. Though I think I just heard about parents being weirdly against SpongeBob back in the day. Something about it being too stupid or something. Which is just positively idiotic, but what can you do? When I cosplay SpongeBob in military, your goodness gracious. Get some of this on the blade of the axe just to give it a little bit more detail. Going up. That's the thing, is like SpongeBob was big, like everybody watched SpongeBob, but never like a hindrance that I wasn't that into SpongeBob. I've said it on stream before, but I was much more into Fairly Odd Parents at the time. Loved me some Fairly Odd Parents. Hearts. My friend's parents never let him watch a certain show just because they never showed the parents. My friend's parents never let them watch a certain show just because... Oh, like they never showed the parents in the show? That's a weird fucking reason. I wonder if they had some thought about how, like, the show is teaching you to not respect your parents by not showing it? That's a weird as shit reason. That's very bizarre. Huh. Okay, well, we got some of the silver hit. Let's go. Oh, wait, actually, no. We have the chains. I thought about the chains that I'd like to get with some of this Grey Knight Steel. The Grey Knight Steel that I'm using is like it's for the Grey Knight Steel itself, but then also just to try and give like a little bit of more like shininess to the Iron Warriors, the darker iron-ish, darker metal color that I use for like, the chain and stuff like that. What about Charlie Brown? That's that's a fair point. Charlie Brown, classically wholesome show, doesn't show the parents. Otherwise, gaming, medieval knights and weapons, computers, guns, femboys, game development. I mean, I get you. The interests are varied as well. Though I have very little time to engage in many of my hobbies, so I'd stick to just a couple of them, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like that. Super totally, yeah. Wasn't allowed to watch Fairly Odd Parents because my friend's parent didn't like Timmy's voice and found his voice annoying. I mean, that's a personal problem. Just don't watch it, maybe? Don't stop your kid from watching it just because you find the voice annoying. Correction, give hell yeah, nice. Sorry, I'm trying to get these chain links in there. They're wee. They're very little. Yeah, that looks fucking sick. Love that. My dad just called half the shows very boring, so my friend even maybe watch car shows, cartoons he watched when he was in middle school, like Johnny Bravo. I mean, Johnny Bravo was a good one, to be fair. Johnny Bravo was very good. Not great on messaging a lot of times, but still very good. I'm not gonna watch Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network was another one that was like, if kids weren't allowed to watch something, it was more than likely something from Cartoon Network. When I was growing up, Cartoon Network was like kind of about pushing the limit on certain things, I guess, or at least in the minds of a lot of adults. Or they saw like Adult Swim and they just linked, oh, all the cartoons on this channel in particular are too adult, and I'm gonna be a good parent and not let my kid watch adult cartoons. So I don't know if it was just that, but more than likely, if someone wasn't like, if someone in that I was going to school with wasn't allowed to watch something, it was from Cartoon Network. There wasn't a lot of it, but you know, I think it's impossible to not have like that one kid who's like, yeah, I'm not allowed to watch this kind of a thing. Hell, I was that kid for a lot of things. When I was younger, obviously. Once I reached a certain point, it was just like, yeah, I can watch this if I want to, I guess. I still watch regular show every now and then. Regular show is one that I want to go and like give an actual good honest try to watch. I watched it a bit when I was younger, and it looks funny as hell. And my wife thinks it's dumb as shit. So it's another show that I have to like pick a time and be like, I'm just gonna watch this or try and watch it. Oh, I forgot to do the washers on the little nubbins on the axis. I thought I was forgetting something with the axis. I'll get to that once I get done with this bit here. Excuse me while I focus again a little too much on doing the highlighting on these different parts of this thing. Being board games right now and then later be digital. Hell yeah. I don't know, I can watch Cartoon again. That's what adults want to know. Yeah, no, that's the time. That's the time when kids were not allowed to watch anymore. And then they watched it anyway. Because it's not like the parents are gonna stay up and monitor that shit. At least that was my experience with my friends. That's the time my dad would let me watch adult cartoons, apparently, really. But now, when we're talking about like adult cartoons, are we talking like Simpsons? Or like Family Guy? Now, Family Guy is a little like, okay. That's a decision as a parent, but like, I remember I watched Simpsons with my grandpa when I was a kid. Grandpa used to love The Simpsons. Because with nothing went on, I tell Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage, very good. Courage, top tier, classic Cartoon Network. Love me some Courage. Sorry, I'm hitting this. I'm trying to get this without losing too many of the shading on the eagle on the pauldron, because it looks really good with all that shading, and I don't want to fuck it up. Thank you, Cardi. But welcome. Hope having a lovely whatever time of day be for you. I'm trying to finish up this Reclusian tonight. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but hopefully it does. We're talking about cartoons and stuff right now. But welcome. Family Guy, South Park, Futurama, shows like those. I think that's fair. South Park's a little, again, a questionable decision as a parent, but, you know, whatever. Maybe Futurama too, though I haven't watched much Futurama to know how, like, raunchy it can get. But it never seemed that bad. At least from what I'd seen. But maybe I'm, like, warped by being older kind of a thing. You have a license for piloting a reanimated corpse or maybe a robot? Nope. This is illegal. Whatever the lore ends up being. Also, what are you gonna be honest about, Toast? What you got for me? Hit me. Hit me, Toast. Hit me, Goblin. I'm watching a bit of Futurama when I was younger. I could never get into Futurama. Family Guy's fine, some of the Simpsons, but Rick and Morty what counts as adult cartoons. I mean, yeah, Rick and Morty definitely, like, pushed it. I do think you're entertaining us for story-driven games. Just more practice. What do you mean? What story-driven games? My problem with story-driven games from a stream standpoint is that I end up having to focus too much on the story, and I don't pay enough attention to chat, or I don't talk enough. That's why, like, a game like, LobCorp was good. There's a little bit of story to be focusing on, but at the same time, at the end of the day, the gameplay is just me dicking around. You know. My brother gaslit for you thinking Kurt Cobain's nickname was Curdy B. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Games like Yakuza, for example. Again, my problem is, my concern isn't my ability to be entertaining with a game like Yakuza. It's how willing people would be to sit through and watch me play through a story-type game. Because part of the enjoyment of those heavily kind of things like that are going to be more like, I'm going to have to stop and, like, if I'm not paying enough attention to the cutscenes, but that means I'm not talking for an extended period of time, or I just talk too much and I miss something over the story, I'm trying to engage with chat too much, and it's a lot of issues on like that level kind of a thing. I don't have issues playing with story-driven games, or I don't have abilities to be entertaining regarding them while I'm playing them and experiencing them. My concern is being able to balance that enjoying the story while being entertaining and engaging with chat. That's my biggest concerns. Now, when it comes to games that are like a little bit more free-form kind of a thing, like I know like Euro Truck Sim was tossed around a little bit some time ago. That I don't know how good I'd be at it entertaining kind of a thing, because it's going to be just a lot of yapping. This dude's sexy. I'll fucking say it. I'm pretty dang pleased with how this dude has turned out. The only really thing I got to do is I want to put a little bit of shade on the axe handles that I missed. And then there's a little bit of like a yellow bit like up in here that looks a little weird that I want to touch up too. So it's kind of thing like that. Funny stream I heard on stream was a yap session about how you need to be born to be a streamer. Look, there's a reason there's a joke that there's something wrong with VTubers to a certain degree. There's something wrong collectively with us. We don't know what it is. And it probably differs from person to person, but there's something probably wrong with streamers in general. There's a certain level of, I don't know, narcissism that comes with being a streamer. You have to think that you're entertaining enough that you could entertain people, that people would be willing to come and watch you. There has to be a certain level of narcissism involved with that, right? But then also, like, that whole bit where it's like, the whole thing with, like, okay, you need to talk. Even if there's nobody in the room, you need to know how to talk to yourself. And, yeah, there's a certain level where it's just like, you just gotta talk. And you're gonna look like a fucking crazy person. To anybody who watches and anything like that. But, I mean, if you want to stream, that's what it takes. Oh yeah, bring out those details, baby. You know what? I see it. I see the vision. Null oil on metallics. Woo! That's the good shit. That's the good shit. I want to do minis, but I'm too afraid to start, and I know that I would be good. Legitimately, I think it's what's his name? Duncan Rhodes, I think. Or no, maybe it's Balls. Eons of Battle. They say that, like, the hardest thing about doing Warhammer is putting paint on models. It's not learning the game, it's not putting together the minis, it's not building your list or anything like that. The hardest part about being into Warhammer is putting paint to minis. But once you start doing it, 10 hours later, you have a model. And it legitimately, the best advice if you want to get into painting minis is to just do it. Go and get some cheap-ass craft paints from fucking whatever store, and go and get some cheap, like, $5 WizKids models. They're pre-primed, you don't worry about priming them, and just use those cheap acrylic type things. And just do it. It's so... If there's any level of fear that you have about getting into painting models or anything like that, the best advice I can give you is to just do it. Go get cheap paint, go get some cheap models, some cheap minis, and just take a stab at it, kind of a thing. Just want to do the minis? Yeah, no, and the thing is, hobbying in Warhammer, completely valid thing. There are so many ways to enjoy Warhammer as a hobby. Of course, there's a big population of people who like to play the game. They really like, putting their lists together and being competitive and playing at that level. But then there's another part of it, people just like to build and paint them. And they just put them on, like, display things. They get the models they think look cool, they put them together, they paint them how they like. That's perfectly valid. There's people who only read lore. They don't even engage with the models or anything physical other than a book. And that's what's kind of great about Warhammer as a hobby, is that there are so many different ways to engage with it. But yeah, like I said, it's money. Of course, it's always money. And, like, even going out and buying, like, a $5 set of brushes from a fucking hobby store, the cheapest paint you can find, and spending $5 on a model, like the WizKids minis, $15-20 to get started. It is money, kind of a thing, and I get that. But my best advice is that just do it. Go find a mini that you like, grab some cheap ass paints, and go for it. There's tons of tutorials you can watch. The best advice is just to do everything in thin-ish coats. Your paint should be about the consistency of milk. When you put it on there, do 2 thin coats of it. You'll hear that repeatedly from any fucking video you watch about painting anything regarding models. And you don't need to wash. You don't need to do highlights. You can if you want to, and you do get some pretty good effects by doing it. But those are more specialized, pricier paints, kind of a thing. But anyway, yeah. It's a good time. My favorite part about Warhammer, this is the saddest thing in the world, is building the models. The game's fine. The game's fun. I like playing board games. I like playing tabletop war games. I love playing the game. I like painting my models. I like that. I don't engage with the lore. I don't really care a whole lot of lore, if I'm perfectly honest. I use the lore to guide my decisions on certain things. That's why I want to paint my Space Marines as salamanders, because the salamanders are good boys, but they're big boys. But I like building the models more than anything else. It's my favorite part of when I get a new box of whatever I'm building at the time, is putting the damn things together. Thank you for the hydrate on binary. Ever take a sip? It's time, so sleep again. Remember, if you're off, Captain, have a good one. Take care of yourself. Get a good rest. Ooh, and a posture check on Captain. And a stretch. Okay, let's stretch. Oh, thank you. And a sip. Oh, my throat is actually very dry. I just realized. It's fine. I think you're entertaining if you're right. I mean, yeah, no, that's the thing. If you think you can entertain a group of people, going back to that conversation, do it. I don't know, it's just like. Anyway, that's my general advice, kind of just across the board. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. There are cheap ways to do it. You can VTube with. Go to Pixabay or something like that. Be careful with Pixabay. They have some AI art, and I don't know the full legality of some. Sometimes people upload shit, but just find a PNG. There's some tutorials on OBS where you can have a more reactive PNG than what even I have, and you can just VTube. It's so like you can do anything for on the cheap kind of a thing. But painting models, best advice is just do it. Don't be afraid of it coming out looking like shit, because mine mostly look like shit. I'm proud of the way they turn out. I try to make them not look like complete garbage, but they're definitely not to the level of some other people I've seen. Now that said, chances are if you play Warhammer, you're gonna fight tables of gray. But yeah, I hope that doesn't sound too condescending. That's always my biggest concern, is that I sound a little too like up my own ass about things. But yeah, there's, like I said, $20. WizKids paint brushes, you're golden. You can start painting minis. I did see. I don't know. Let me scroll up here. I see the $50 thing. Where is it? I get a GW starter kit that has 3 Marines and paint for $50. That's not a bad one. Yeah. Yeah. No. GW. James Workshop makes some silly decisions, but they do have some good discount boxes, kind of a thing. And their starter kits, their starter boxes, their starter paint sets, very good ways to get into it, because you get all the colors you need, you get a brush, you get the models, you can put them together, you get the full introductory experience to Warhammer, and it's very fun, very good. So I'm gonna VTube sometime. It's a good time. Excuse me, fuck. It's a good time. I've been a VTuber. It's September, 7 months. I started in February. Now, granted, I'd streamed for a couple years before that, but I took a couple of years break in between. But it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm having a good time. I'm bad at being a VTuber. My PNG is very static. My actual live 2D model is a glorified cardboard cutout, as I've referred to myself. But it's a good time. I've been having a good time. I enjoy how things have been going. And I look forward to what the future may bring. I've got 10 minutes left before stream ends. I think I'm gonna go grab my glue, and I think I'm gonna try and put the sand on this base. It might look like shit, but we're gonna find out together. I'll be right back, chat. I'm back with my sand and my glue. I play game and stream, but most games I have them halfway through. I mean, hey, just start a new playthrough on it. Play games that you like, play games that you've never played before. Whatever you want to do. That's the joy about being a streamer and being a content creator. You can do what you like. And, damn anybody who says otherwise. Okay, so, my plan here is I have a shit brush here. I'm going to use this shit brush for my glue. I'm going to spread this on the base here. And then I'm going to take this base, this fella here, I'm going to stick him in the sand. Jiggle him around a little bit, get some good coverage, and then we'll have sand on the base. And that's how that's going to go. I don't want to put the glue on the parchment. That seems like a bad time. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and I already have sand all over my desk, by the way. Immediately, there's sand everywhere. I think what I'm gonna do, actually, is I'm gonna take this cap off. This will probably end up killing this brush, but this brush is meant to be killed, so. So yeah, I'm just gonna spread this glue on the base here. Get as even coverage as I can get. Get it a little bit on the rocks and things like that. Just cover everything I can here. Glad you hear of Ghosts of Yotei. I've seen some stuff about it. I haven't played Ghosts of Tsushima yet. I want to, because the game looks really good. And if Ghost of Tsushima was as good as people said it is, then I am excited for Ghost of Yotei, since it, sequel game. Seems very good. Eric Ishii voicing the main character. Very exciting. I know Erica mostly through Critical Role, if I'm perfectly honest. I think she's on Critical Role at one point. So I don't know her, her works that well, but very exciting still. All right. Glue has been applied. Sanitizing glitter gets everywhere as soon as you open the container. Yeah, you know what? That's very fair. All right. Let's get this fella in here before it gets too dry. I'm actually going to take... No, I'm not going to take that. That's a good brush. Now I just got to get the sand off the bits that I didn't want there to be sand on. I'm definitely gonna want to do a wash on this sand, I think, with that that sepia color. It's very bright. Give it a little more contrast. The sand could also probably have been a more fine-grained sand than what I grabbed. But that's fine. It works for the purposes of what I wanted it to do. Get out of there, you little motherfucker. How did I even get glue up there? That's the real question. Why? How did I get it up there? How did I get it on the cloak? Get out of here. I think what I have to do is I'll have to do like a second round of it to get the edges that I kind of missed there. It works pretty well, actually. Didn't work too poorly. Like I said, I think I'm gonna want to take and do a wash on the sand to give it a little bit more contrast than what it currently has. But it didn't work too poorly, actually. Does it look like a desert? Again, the sand could probably be a little bit finer if I wanted it to look more like a desert. But it doesn't look too bad. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. Culminating to an intense stream. One of your moves in it has a back kick that you can hit people close. Oh, that's fun. That's very fun. Yeah, no, I've heard Ghost of Tsushima is very good. Or Tsushima? I don't know how to pronounce it. I just haven't played it yet. I want to, and I intend to. I just haven't had the time. So I think, like I said, at this point, I'd want to wait for the glue, for this to dry. There's some parts kind of around the edge here that I missed with the glue, or maybe it dried too quickly, so that none of the sand stuck to it. I think there's some around the front side here as well. I'd want to go and put more glue down there, which I could just do now, actually. I don't have to really wait for it to dry. If I just take some of this and I just kind of like dip it in the sand, I don't have to be as aggressive with it. Just so we get full coverage, because otherwise it just looks like I missed a spot, and I don't want it to look like I missed a spot. So I'm taking and just dab the edge a little bit more. There we go. Wipe some of that off the rim there. Just so. Yeah, there we go. In all honesty, short of doing any sort of like varnish to protect the paint, this model's done. I want to put a wash over the sand, but this thing would technically qualify as finished at this point. And once that wash is on there, that's going to really make the sand, it's going to add some depth to the sand. It'll look, it will look less egregious in terms of how bright it is compared to the rest of the model itself. So I'm making me eat. I mean, these are supposed to be just chill streams. Very chill, just hang out, vibe kind of streams. So that's the intent. Thanks, Austin. Thank you. Explosives arrow, goodness gracious. Love me a good explosives arrow. Let me move my brushes over here. Adjust my mic a little bit, excuse me. I don't know if it will work necessarily. We've had some luck in the past. But that's a basically finished Reclusian. Like I said, I need to do a little bit of work on the base, but he's pretty much done. To the point where I probably won't stream a painting stream next week. We'll probably do something else. Just because he's pretty much finished. Rubik's Cubes, Blue Rubik's Cubes, welcome to stream. Hope you're having a lovely whatever time of day it be for you. I'm just finishing up my Reclusian. I'm actually, well, he's not quite finished. Like I said, I have to put the varnish on, and I have to do a wash on the sand. But as far as what the stream content is concerned, dude's done. That's gonna be 15-20 minutes. That's all I've got left for him. Doing the night, doing all right, doing okay. Like I said, we're good. I actually managed to finish my model tonight, which I was hoping I would, because it's taken me 10 hours. And even then, I'm not done. Like I said, I think I have maybe, at most, another like half hour to go on this guy. But in all honesty, it's probably maybe 10 minutes, because I'm going to wash the sand and take a varnish over the model itself, which will help seal the paint in. It's a really good final step for your minis, because otherwise if you're picking them up and playing with them, kind of a thing, you can rub the paint off because the oils in your fingers will do it. The varnish helps seal in the paint and helps it so it doesn't rub off if you pick it up a lot. But yeah, he's, for the purpose of my painting streams, this Reclusian's finished, done and dusted. Looks good, beautiful, looking pretty sweet. Thank you so much. I might do more painting streams in the future. If I get a model that I really want to like work on stream or something like that, or if I get behind on stuff like that, but I don't know if I'm going to make these a regular thing, if I'm perfectly honest. It does take 2 hours away from playing a game or something like that. And as much as I love painting models, as much as I love doing this, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoyed this. It was good. It was a good time. I got through Reclusian. I have other models I need to paint now. I need to actually get through my pile of shade. But yeah, Saturday, for those of you who are so inclined, we'll be back in Cult of the Lamb, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Next week, Tuesday, we'll be back in Bioshock, and next week, Thursday, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing next Thursday now. I didn't really think this far, if I'm perfectly honest. Jogers, welcome. You're at the end of the stream. Welcome. Hope we're having a lovely whatever time of day it be for you. We're finishing up. I finished my Reclusian for the most part. I still got some tiny bits to do, but I'm going to do that off stream. Follow me on Twitter if you want to see the final result, because I will definitely post a picture of it once I'm done. But yeah, good times. Had a good time. Thank you all so much for who are going to come and hang out and watch me paint through, indulge in one of my many hobbies. In painting my Warhammer, my little plastic toys. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. In all honesty, I was thinking about getting the TCG Card Shop Simulator. Simulator. TCG Card Shop Simulator, and playing that on Thursdays for a couple of weeks, because that game looks fun and also very chill, good weeknight kind of a stream. Unlike Bioshock, which is very hectic and very frightening a lot of times. But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe picking that up. I know it's spooky. It's gonna be spooky season next year. Fuck, I'm tired. Next week. But I was thinking about picking that up just because it looks like a good time. Let me repeat my recommendation when I was watching more Warhammer stuff. I mean, hey, that's how it happens. Especially if you're on if you're on Twitch. Twitch isn't as good about it as on YouTube, but YouTube is very much like, oh, you watch this Warhammer thing? Here's 40 other Warhammer things now. I am Thukuna, King of Thurthis. I mean, that's not how a lisp works. Trust me, I did a lot of fandubbing for Solix from Homestuck. I know how a lisp works. I was told how a lisp works because I was corrected on a misinterpretation that I had on one of my videos way back in the day. It was very spooky and chill. Like I said, I had this. I was talking to my wife about this. I was like, I don't know what I want to stream because I know it's October. I should be playing more like horror games. I should do something kind of spooky, kind of a thing. And but I was just like, I don't know. Like maybe I could do like on observation duty, or I could do something kind of like horror gamey, or like Graveyard Keeper or something like that. But I'm just really feeling, I've been watching a couple of people play the TCG Card Shop Sim, and I'm like, that just looks like a good time for a weeknight, honestly. Just take a couple of hours, run a card shop. Just seems like a good time. Just seems like a nice, chill time. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do next Thursday. Moral of the story, I don't know what I'm doing next Thursday. There's one lyric video because I saw an animation on the song, because my feed was all that song. Subnautica's not a bad one. And my problem with Subnautica is that it's hang on, I don't even know how much Subnautica is. It costs money, and I'm relatively strapped for cash. I don't have the endless funds that I wish I had for streaming, if I'm perfectly honest. Card Shop Sim at least is like $13. I can get away with $13. Grape juice. Well, now I gotta hang out for a little bit. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome. I was just finishing up talking about my plans after I finished up my Reclusian. But welcome. Welcome to the stream. I hope y'all having a wonderful time. My name is Clavicle Clive. I'm a background skeleton from a scrapped 90s point-and-click adventure game who escaped the confines of his computer, browsed the internet, and now I play video games and paint minis on on the internet. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome. Hang on, let me get SO Mick Grape Juice. Hopefully this works. You're playing Darktide? How's that going? How was stream? If you need to raid and run, that's perfectly fine. I'm finishing up here soon anyway. If you need to get a snack, get a drink, get up, stretch your legs a little bit, please take care of yourselves. But welcome in, Raiders. Welcome. I've been wanting to do minis. You should. It's a good time. It's a good time. AJ Panda, welcome. Can you put hats on TCG card shop sim? I don't think so. You can't really see your person, honestly. But yes, welcome in, Raiders. I finished up my Reclusian. This isn't 40k, but this is the fantasy line of Warhammer, Age of Sigmar. I finished up the thing here. Come on, focus, please. You can do it, camera. You literally just did it. There we go. I finished on my Reclusian. Look at this. He's all painted, he's shaded. I put some edge highlighting on him. Not a ton, because I'm not a huge fan of edge highlighting, if I'm perfectly honest. I did some basing. The basing is not quite finished, but at this point, it'll probably dry enough for me to do the basing before I unstream. But yeah, stream was fun, was trying out the new update for Darktide. Oh yeah, there was a new update, wasn't there? I haven't played Darktide yet. But yeah, no, I've been wanting to play Darktide. I just haven't. So how are you doing? I'm doing all right, Panda. How are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Like I said, I'm having my week has been rough. My day job, my work has been rough, but love painting some minis at the end of the day. I'm not sure why, Austin. I wonder why. So you do the mini figs, painting and collecting them? A little bit, yeah. I do a little bit. I generally play a lot of, I play video games. I do play games more so than anything. I'm playing through Bioshock and Cult of the Lamb right now for my other stream days. But last 5 Thursdays, I've been painting this Reclusian. Yeah, I collect some 40k. I'm a guard player, quote unquote. I haven't played 40k yet. But I do have some guard that I have built and painted. I have some Space Marines that I need to paint. I play the Grave Lords from Sigmar as my main army, but we have the Scaventide box, so I was painting through one of the Stormcast Eternals from that box. So yeah, I do collect and I do paint a little bit, kind of a thing. And in all honesty, these last 5 weeks were an excuse for me to get through some of my pile of shame and painting this Reclusian here. Bit of an excuse for me to just paint a model and make content with it, as it were. But welcome in, Raiders. Welcome. My concern is that if the glue isn't completely dry, I could accidentally reconstitute it with the wash. Now the next step, actually, in all honesty, would be to take more glue and then go over the top of this sand to sort of set everything. I've seen some, I think it was MS Paints. They have a dude has a YouTube channel where he builds he does like mini hobbying type stuff, but he builds some like set pieces, some table boards kind of a things. And the thing that he does is he takes some isopropyl alcohol, water, and glue, and puts it in a spray bottle. And then after he glues down whatever he wants down, so primarily like sand and things like that, he then sprays over the top of it to help it set and settle in. In all honesty, I should probably do that, but I wanted to dry first. So I might have a little bit more time to do with this, actually. I'm not going to stream it because, for all intents and purposes, this dude is done. I'm new to Warhammer and slowly learning it all. It's a lot to take in, to be perfectly honest. Though, I will say, if you want to get into the fantasy side of things, 4th edition Age of Sigmar just came out a couple months ago, so now's a good time to get into Age of Sigmar. Thank you for the follow, Panda. Thank you so much. If you're into the fantasy line of things, the newest edition just came out a couple months back, so now is a good time to get into Age of Sigmar. Your hands look awfully fleshy for a skeleton. Your hands have a large amount of muscle. Don't worry about it. I haven't established my lore yet. I'm either a corpse or an animatronic. I haven't decided yet. That's who my digital form pilots. But yeah, no, now's a fantastic time to get into Sigmar because new edition. I know 10th edition Warhammer just launched last year, but so at this point we're like halfway through the lifespan, not quite halfway through the lifespan of 10th edition 40k, but it'll end sooner rather than later. I just know about the rat guys from that one. That's fair. My wife, we got the Scaventide box, right? Which was like the launch set for 4th edition Age of Sigmar, and it had the Stormcast Eternals, which are basically Sigmar's Space Marines. They're jokingly and lovingly referred to as the Sigmarines. Big superhuman like soldiers, basically, that are defenders of humanity, of the mortal realms kind of a thing, right? But the Skaventide box, 4th edition is focusing very much on the Skaven, which are the rat folk people, and they're a chaos faction. They're like engineers and warlocks and things like that. And my wife really likes Skaven, which is really the only reason why we got the Skaventide box. It's because she really wants to play the Skaven, or wants to collect the Skaven. She's not huge on playing. She does want to play them, but kind of a thing like that. And then I was like, I'm fine with having Stormcast, even though I like my Skelly boys more. So we got that, and that's why I painted up as Reclusian, which is what this is. Kind of a thing. Go to sleep, Austin. Have a good one. Take care of yourself. Have a good rest. Yeah, we're gonna be chatting for a little bit here because I want to give the raiders something to enjoy. Thank you again so much, McGrape Juice, for the raid, by the way. I can never thank raiders, people who raid me, enough, because I feel like it's never enough. But thank you. Yeah, we're just chatting kind of a thing. But have a good rest. I'm gonna have to wrap my head around the sheer amount of lore in 40k. I'm gonna be honest, I don't engage with the lore that much. I like my little soldier dudes. I like that they're just people with laser guns, and they're up against the horrors of the universe. I'm going to learn the chapters of Dark and Fallen Angels. Nice. Dark Angels are really cool. They're a little intense for my tastes, but they're pretty cool. I love their aesthetic for the Dark Angels. Be like very like, you know, Knights of the Round Table kind of an idea. Dark Angels are pretty cool. Though my favorite Space Marine chapter is the Salamanders. And I fully intend, because we got when 10th edition launched last year for 40k, we got the Leviathan box. Even though like my wife isn't like as into 40k, she's much more into the fantasy side of things. But we got the Leviathan box because, again, similar situation. I want to play Astra Militarum or the Imperial Guard as my main 40k army, but I'm fine with having Space Marines. But she wants to play Tyranids, so I was like, we'll get the Leviathan box. Sure, why not? So I have a bunch of Space Marines that I'm going to paint as Salamanders, and she has a whole load of Tyranids because that's what she wants to play. So I'm so fine with playing a lot of different things, and like Space Marines are cool, Stormcast Eternals are cool, but it's just like, sure, you want to play Tyranids? We can get the Leviathan box. You want to play Skaven? You want to play the Skaven? I'll take the Stormcast. I'm cool with that. It's fine. But yeah, I don't really engage with the lore all that much, I'm perfectly honest. Salamander's nice, yeah. I said I don't engage with the lore that much, but I do use the lore to sort of like influence my decisions with certain things. The reason why I want to paint my Space Marines as Salamanders, one, the Leviathan Salamanders are weird. The Leviathan Space Marines are actually a very good way to start painting a Salamanders-based army. You get a lot of like the fire weapons. You get apparently the things that are in that box are very good for starting a Salamanders army. But also, Salamanders are the biggest, short of maybe the Carcharodons. But that's only because I think Tiberus, or whatever the hell his name is, he's like the biggest Space Marine, short of like a Primarch. And even then, he's like Primarch-sized. But also, Salamanders, despite being the biggest and using the most war crimey weapons, are the nicest. They're the biggest and the nicest of the Space Marine chapters. And so I just love that. Also, they have a good green color, like very good green color, and I like that they're fire themed. Very cool. I really like the Salamanders. Custodies are my fave. Custodies are also pretty cool. I don't know much about Custodies, other than there was a whole stink about how there should not be Femstodies. There shouldn't be women in the Custodies, in the Custodian Guard, or whatever the hell their full name is. Adeptus Custodies, which I think is silly. But Custodies are pretty cool. Custodies are pretty cool. They're fun. Imagine even if the God King made time for his kids. If only, right? Maybe Horus Heresy wouldn't have committed a heresy. Oh, good times. Good times. That is. But also, like, to your point, joggers, is I don't have the time to read through like 40-some books for the Horus Heresy alone. It's insane. Just found a different starter pack for 65 hours, comes with 5 Marines and 9 Tyranids. Probably one of the starter kits, yeah. Like I said, Games Workshop's pretty good about bundling some of the stuff for like getting you started on your plastic crack addiction. They give you a little bit of taste for relatively cheap, and then you go and you buy something for $400. But yeah, no, the starter kits are a good place to start. In all honesty, the combat patrols and like the spearhead boxes for Sigmar are very good ways to get in. They're pretty good deals if you're gonna spend the money anyway. I'm gonna sound like a shill for a second here, but like legitimately, if you're already gonna go out and buy, you know, a couple $100s worth of models, go to a combat patrol box or go to a spearhead box, because usually you'll get like 3 or 4 boxes of something. You're paying for 3 or 4 boxes of something, and then you get like another box of something for free, essentially. If you were already going to spend that money, you save some money and you get a good amount of models. Are all the boxes great? No, but they're a good way to start. Content can and will take years to get through. Yeah, no. And I don't care. Which makes me maybe a bad Warhammer fan. I don't have the time to care about the sheer amount of lore. I will get the Wikipedia summary of lore and be like, that's good enough for me. That's why I like the Salamanders, I like the Lamenters, the Blood Angels are cool, the Dark Angels are cool. And I will get like the surface level lore and be like, good enough for me. I won't even play the Astra Militarum because I'm like, I think they're good. I just like base human soldier in a universe of horrors kind of a thing. I think it's very, very funny. And also I like Halo, and so these guys are painted off of the Halo 1 Marines. That's my color scheme for my guard right now. I plan on painting them sort of like different squads accordingly. So like there's my Halo CE, there's gonna be Halo 2, Halo 3, my Tempesta Scions. I plan on painting like ODSTs. I have a whole plan around making them Halo themed, and that's why I wanted to play the human faction. I'll have to take a nap, have a good rest stream. Thanks for stopping by, Panda. Thank you so much for the follow. Have a good one. Take care of yourself. Have a good rest. That's awesome. Thank you, the grape juice. But yeah, no, like I just wanted to have a Halo themed guard army, and I was like, that's it. I don't care about their lore, because in all honesty, the Imperium is awful. awful. And so it's just like, yeah, Halo. That's what I'm painting. Like my Leman Russes and my Rogel Dorns when I finally get to them, because all I have is a combat patrol box and the Lord Solar and Ursula Creed is all I have for my guard so far. But I'm going to paint my tanks like a Scorpion tank. My Chimeras that I want to get eventually, I want to paint like Warthogs, just so it's like very thematic, right? So that's why I play the guard. I don't care about their lore because it's awful. Their lore is terrible. Not that it's written poorly. Their lore is that they are very, very bad people. Imperium awful, but armor cool. Exactly. To the point that I wanted my guard army to be so Halo themed that I want to, like, Bulgrins and Ogrins are like kind of meta for guard if you want to be competitive kind of a thing, but I want to get them, but I hate their models. I want to get like Space Marines and proxy them in as Spartans. Like they would effectively be used as Ogrins and Bulgrins and things like that, but they would be Spartans as my own like army lore kind of a thing. So like Blade Guard vets for my Bulgrins and like, I don't know, maybe just like intercessors for my Ogrins or something like that. I don't know. The problem is that the Space Marines are actually a little bit smaller than the Ogrins and Bulgrins, and so like that'd be modeling for advantage if I wanted to play in like a tournament or anything like that. I'd have to like modify them to a certain degree so they're a little bit bigger. But that's a whole other can of worms, and modifying models and proxying and counts as and whatnot. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Warhammer in general. It's a good time. It's wild how popular Warhammer has gotten since like the release of 10th edition last year. Because I remember when I was in high school watching like mini Wargaming's battle reports for 40k. And really wanted to get into 40k, but of course I was a broke high school student. I didn't have fucking money. My family didn't have money. So I couldn't like get into it. I grew up in a small town, like there's nobody who could play it with anyway, and the next closest town was like an hour out. It just wouldn't work for me, kind of a thing. But I remember being into 40k way back then, and now like being an adult, it's like, yeah. And now I can, you know, I can, if I save up a little bit, I can go and I can buy some bottles here and there. I can just, if, you know, we have a little extra money, kind of things like that, go out and engage in my hobby. I can finally do things with this. And I live in a town where now I can engage and go out and play with people if I want to. I don't because social anxiety, but, yeah, now it's like I can actually engage with this, and seeing it now, how it's like blown up in the last year, is absolutely wild to me. I wasn't that into it back in high school. Wow, I really blew my camera out there. Focus. You can do it, buddy. There you go. Like, I watched videos and I watched battle reports and things like that, and thinking, man, that's really fucking cool. And now being able to, like, yeah, it's wild how popular it's gotten. But, like, we were talking about this earlier in the stream, actually. A lot of things have gotten more normalized, gotten more popular, and Warhammer is another one of those things. And it's been in, like, the last year. There's a lot of VTubers that are in, like, 40k and things like that. Very few VTubers, I will say, very few are doing anything related to Sigmar. I'm one of the few, and there's probably a reason why. It's not as popular, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just wild to see how popular it's gotten. YouTube Shorts is where I found out along with you months ago. Fair. I mean, that's the thing. Is like there's so much more around 40k. Less so about Sigmar, which is a shame because Sigmar's a fantastic game actually. Arguably a better game than 40k even is. And also, Sigmar is kind of known for having better modeling than 40k. Weirdly. A lot of people, both in the 40k and Sigmar side, are like, Sigmar has the better models. Kind of like, generally speaking, the models in Sigmar are very cool. And I think it's because there's like this idea around 40k that Games Workshop has sort of backed themselves into a corner where they don't want to expand too far away from the scope of what things are because it's been so successful. And I get that. It's completely valid reasoning for not wanting to branch out as much. But with Sigmar, it's still relatively niche that they can, and it's also fantasy, so you can just go fucking wild with fantasy stuff, right? But yeah, so like Sigmar, and even the guy who runs my local Warhammer store is like, Sigmar's a better game. 40k is more popular, but Sigmar is a better game to play. It's a little bit more balanced. There's less rules overhead, weirdly. Cover's not as big of an issue, like figuring out and things like that. There's less shooting, but there's like more tactical decisions around that because things are much more melee focused. I haven't played 40k yet. I've watched a lot of battle reports, and so I can't really speak to that. 40k still seems like a very fun game, and the tactical decisions you have to make because there's so much more shooting involved is a very interesting gameplay element. But anyway, I need to end stream because I have to work in the morning, and I've already been streaming about half an hour longer than I normally would. Let me see. Let me exit out of this real quick. Let me move my mic because it's in the way a little bit. Let me see if I can redirect y'all elsewhere to end the stream. But thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight while we were going through painting. We talked about a lot of stuff today. Anime, cartoons, Warhammer, of course. Oh, let me see here. Do I have anybody to send y'all to? I think my only one that I'm following is Sin. We reached the 2:30 mark. We might at this point. My favorite character is an orc that a vision of orcs became smart and doesn't even know these things most of the time. Fair. Orcs are funny. Orcs are great. Orcs are like one of my, like another like, I might play kind of a thing. Oh man. This person, I don't know who this person is. I haven't watched any of their stuff, but they're painting Kasrkin, I think? Oh yeah, they're painting Kasrkin, which we should raid them because, absolutely. Kasrkin are like a specialist army for the Guard. The Guard! It just fits! So this is, Commander Mittens Co. They're painting some Kasrkin, it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and raid them. I haven't watched them before. Be chill, be cool, treat them kindly. Be a good stand-in for our community. We're gonna go ahead with Bone Brigade, and if you have it, we have the little raid guy here. Where is he? We're gonna raid them, go show them some love. They're, like I said, I haven't watched them before. I can't vouch for them, but they're painting Kasrkin, so, you know, we'll go with that. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we're playing Cult of the Lamb. Next Tuesday, we're playing Bioshock at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And next Thursday, I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. But if you follow me on Twitter, Clavicle Clive, I'll put up my schedule and we'll figure it out. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you again for the raid. Thank you so much for all the follows. And yeah, have a good one. Thanks so much, and have a good night. Alright, YouTube. I'm gonna get rid of Twitch chat here so we don't see that. I'm also gonna stop the music here. Excuse me while I put in my own raid message here. YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I don't got him to redirect you to, I don't think. I'm gonna say just have a good whatever time of day it be for you. Like I said, next Tuesday back to Bioshock. Saturday we're in Cult of the Lamb. Next Thursday, I don't know what's happening. But thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye now. Bye bye now.